Hey, my name is Ray, and you're watching Ray of Books, and welcome to the 24th installment of my currently checked out series. If you're new to my channel and have never seen any of my currently checked out videos before, essentially the purpose of this series is to raise awareness about the different types of resources available at public libraries. I live in San Francisco, so the San Francisco Public Library System is the library system I utilize the most often. However, I also use other library systems throughout the state of California. At the end of each video, I'll be giving y'all a price tally on how much money I saved by utilizing the resources available to me through my local public libraries. Everything in this video has been checked out between the dates of January 22nd and January 29th. The first book that I have checked out is Green Kitchen's Quick and Slow Joyful Vegetarian Recipes for Quick Weeknight, for quick weeknight fixes and slow weekend meals by David Frenkiel and Luise Vindahl. So this one looked super good when I put it on hold a million weeks ago, and I was starving while looking through their website. But now that I actually have like the physical book, I'm not so sure about this one. I think it's kind of like when you go grocery shopping and you're like starving, so you just like grab things off the shelf, and then you get home and you realize like, oh, this is all garbage. Not saying this book is garbage. Oh my goodness, no. What I'm trying to say, in a very strange roundabout way, is I think the recipes in this book are just like a smidge too healthy for me at this junction of my life. But if anyone out there has ever cooked any of like the Green Kitchen recipes or has used like this cookbook in particular, let me know. Let me know if it's worth me giving a recipe a try, or a recipe or two a try, because I always feel really guilty when I return a cookbook uncooked, unused, unread, especially one that had such a freakishly long wait time. So let me know. Just let me know. The next book that I have checked out is Smitten Kitchen Keeper's New Classics for Your Forever Files by Deb Perelman. Perelman? Anywho, this one. This one was actually the result of incredibly joyful browsing at a branch that I was subbing at. So, let me tell y'all, I had this one on hold for what felt like forever. I think there's about 100+ holds on this title right now, and I could put a little screenshot of it somewhere here. But it was taking so long, and I felt like I was never going to get the book, so I canceled my hold on this one originally and kept my hold on that Green Kitchen healthy vegetarian nonsense that I should have canceled the hold on. But I ended up getting this one. I found it. It's part of the Lucky Day collection, which is essentially available at a few branches. I'll leave them listed around somewhere. And it's one of those collections where popular books or books that are high in demand are just kind of left out on the shelf. They're unholdable. You can't reserve them, and you only get them for 3 weeks. You don't get to renew them. You gotta return them. So I was super duper excited when I saw this one at the branch I was subbing at, and I'm really excited about this one. Like, I'm super duper excited. I love Deb Perelman's website. I love her Instagram. I love like the general vibe of this cookbook. I love the photographs. So I'm really excited to like cook at least 2 or 3 things from this cookbook. And let me know if y'all would be interested in seeing like a cook with me type of video, if that's something that seems interesting. Like doing a recipe from like start to finish in a cookbook. I don't know, it seems like it would be fun. I think I would enjoy doing it. It sounds like it could be a good time. So let me know down below if you'd be interested in a chatty cooking video. But y'all have to promise not to make fun of my kitchen. So the next title that I currently have checked out is Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones by James Clear. And I apologize for the glare off the Mylar. New Year, new habits, am I right? Or is that, we're not gonna do that, okay. New Year, new habits. I requested this one, I think toward the end of December, because this is one of those titles that I feel like I hear every single one of these productive dishes who wake up at like 5 a.m. and post their whole productivity routine, and they mention this book. Not all of them, but a pretty decent chunk of them do. So I was like, ooh, what's all the hype? What's all the hype? I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. though. I'm not a 5 a.m. girly. But I did want to know what the hype about this book was. I went to his website. It seemed kind of interesting. But since there's so much hype about this book, and it's because it's part of like that like productivity community, I feel like it's going to be problematic at some point. I feel like there's going to be a moment where I'm going to have to say, ooh, that's a hard pass. Or there might be a little bit of racism, a little bit of fat phobia, a little bit of something. It's either going to be an ism or a phobia. And I feel like it's going to be in this book. I could be wrong though. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The next title that I currently have checked out is a graphic novel, and it is The Eightfold Path by bestseller Stephen Barnes, National Book Award winner Dr. Charles Johnson, and illustrated by last names only, Bryan, Christopher, and Moss.
Voiceover Ray making yet another appearance. It wasn't just last names only. That is the whole last name. It's Bryan Christopher Moss. And formatting, y'all. Formatting makes a huge difference.
This is a graphic novel anthology of interconnected Afrofuturist parables connected to the teachings of Buddha. I have tried to say that sentence at least 20 times now. So if it's not correct this time, it's the take we're going with. Basically, how I came across this one is I was browsing the library catalog for Afrofuturist titles, and the title on this one looked interesting. So I was like, why not give it a try? I got it off the hold shelf. I was flipping through it, and I actually really like this illustration. I actually really like this illustration style. It reminds me a lot of like the old-timey newspaper comics. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. And it just seems like a really cool premise for a graphic novel. And it's a chunky graphic novel. So I'm looking forward to it, okay? I'm just genuinely looking forward to it. Next up, I have two middle grade novels. Both of them are by Jewell Parker Rhodes. The first of which is Black Brother by Jewell Parker Rhodes. So I'm obviously continue onward with my Jewell Parker Rhodes reading, and Black Brother is essentially about these two biracial brothers. One is named Donde and one is named Trey. Donde is black presenting and Trey is more white presenting, and due to those differences, Donde gets incredibly bullied at the mostly white sounding like school that he goes to. One of his bullies happens to be a fencing captain, and Donde's like, hey, yo, let's settle this on the fencing mat. Except he doesn't really know how to fence. So he ends up going to, I think, like the local Boys and Girls Club or something along those lines, and meets a black Olympian fencer who teaches him how to fence. And honestly, the summary, the synopsis of this, I was like, why do I feel like I have never read this? Because I don't think I have read anything that has to do with a black fencer, especially like a black male fencer. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. It sounds like such an interesting premise and such an interesting plot and such an interesting like take on like racism and bullying and sportsmanship. So we'll see. We'll see. I have really high hopes for this one. So fingers crossed. And the last book that I have currently checked out is Bayou Magic, also by Jewell Parker Rhodes. Now, I want to say that I tried to read this one in its entirety maybe 2-ish years ago, but I just wasn't in a middle grade reading mood. I didn't feel like middle grade books, and it ended up getting returned half read. But this time around, I am in a middle grade reading mood, especially middle grade fantasy, which is what this book is. It is a blend of environmental realism and fantasy, and I am so looking forward to reading it. It is about this 10-year-old girl named Maddie who is going to spend the summer with her grandma in the Louisiana Bayou. And while she's there, she discovers that she's one of the only people in her family who could actually carry on her family's magical legacy, and a crude oil spill occurs and threatens the bayou, and she's in a position where she can potentially help prevent things like this from happening, from what I understand. It sounds like a really, really great book, and I'm super looking forward to finishing it in its entirety this time around. And the last thing, the absolute last thing that I currently have checked out and that I almost completely forgot to mention is My Life is Murder Series 2 starring Lucy Lawless. And yes, it's a DVD version. It's a DVD box set. But I'm still excited about it. As I was complaining last week, is that the streaming quality on Hoopla, where I was originally watching this series, is absolutely tragic. So I decided to go get the physical edition, and the physical copy was available at my library, so I didn't have to order it off of Amazon for like 80 bucks. $80 is generally the price of what this would have been. At least like the Blu-ray was $80. The DVD is cheaper. It's listed somewhere around here. Anywho, if you like Lucy Lawless, if you like murderless mysteries, and if you like scenic shots of Australia and New Zealand, this is a series for you. You should check it out. You should watch it. I really love it. I enjoy it. It brings me joy. And now for the most important part of this video is how much money did I save by getting all 7 of these items from my local public library system? Well, I'll have you know. I saved a grand total of $149.20. And of course, it would not be a currently checked out video without me asking y'all, what do you currently have checked out? And if you don't have anything currently checked out, or you don't feel like answering that question, or you just feel like answering 2 questions, let me know. Have you ever had a very lackluster library checkout experience or book buying experience? Like, you're still excited about the things, but you're not as excited as you usually are about the things, and it either has to do with the things or just like your own mood. Like, does anyone else have that? Because while I am excited for pretty much the majority of what I have currently checked out, I am not as enthusiastic about them as I have been about previous books in previous checked out videos. So let me know in the comments down below, and yes. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out with the algorithm. And if you ever want to hear me sporadically babble about books, please hit that subscribe button. It really does mean the world to me. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day and reading wonderful books, and I'll catch you in the next one. Toodles!